The Routemaster wasn't just another London bus, it was a revolution on wheels. Conceived in the post-war years, its development began in 1947 under the vision of A.A.M. Durant and Colin Curtis at London Transport. Designed for strength, speed, and serviceability, it first rolled out as a prototype in 1954, and full production began in 1958. What made the Routemaster stand apart was its engine. It came in two iconic flavors, the AEC AV590 and the Leyland 0600, both robust diesel workhorses built for long hauls on busy city streets. Seating 64 passengers, most models measured 8.38 meters long, with a half-cab layout and that famous open rear platform. It was assembled with a mix of cutting-edge and traditional craftsmanship at AEC's Southall Works and Park Royal Vehicles in London. Using aluminium bodywork and wartime aircraft assembly methods, it was far ahead of its time. Light, reliable, and easy to maintain. For many Londoners, the sound of that engine and the sight of its bold red body meant one thing: home. One of the Routemaster's most beloved features was the presence of a real conductor on every bus. Unlike today's automated systems, the conductor wasn't just there to take fares. They were a friendly, familiar face who kept order, answered questions, and made sure passengers felt safe. They walked the aisle, ticket machine strapped around their neck, punching tickets with a quick flick and a smile. For many Londoners, especially older generations, the conductor was part of the daily rhythm, a human connection on the move. Their presence also meant faster boarding, as drivers didn't have to handle payments. The conductor added heart to the ride, turning a simple journey into a small social event. It's a part of travel we didn't know we'd miss until it was gone. One of the most iconic and slightly daring features of the Routemaster was its open rear platform. With no doors and no barriers, passengers could hop on and off, even while the bus was still rolling to a gentle stop. For Londoners in a hurry, this was a lifesaver. You didn't need to wait for official stops. You simply grabbed the pole, timed your step, and you were off. For kids, it was pure excitement. For grown-ups, pure convenience. It gave the Routemaster a sense of freedom modern buses just don't offer. Of course, there were risks, and today's safety rules would never allow it. But back then, it felt normal, even charming. That open platform was more than a design choice. It was a symbol of London's fast-paced spirit, where the city never truly stopped, and neither did its buses. Long before digital displays and driver radios, the Routemaster operated with a charmingly simple but effective system, the bell code. Every bus had a long bell cord running along both decks, connected to a brass bell near the driver. When a passenger boarded, the conductor would tug the cord twice, ding ding, to signal the driver it was safe to go. But there were other codes too. 1 ding meant stop, 3 dings meant danger, and a series of rings could alert to emergencies. These coded sounds became part of London's soundscape, subtle, rhythmic, and unmistakably Routemaster. Passengers upstairs could also tug the cord to request a stop, and the conductor would take note. The system relied on teamwork and trust between conductor, driver, and passengers, and it worked beautifully. In an age before electronics, this simple bell became the heartbeat of the bus, quietly keeping London in motion. Climbing the narrow spiral staircase to the Routemaster's top deck felt like entering a world of your own. Once upstairs, it was quieter, just the soft hum of the engine and the view of London rolling by beneath you. For many, the front seat on the top deck was the holy grail, a window to the city from above. Kids loved it, couples courted there, and commuters found a peaceful moment before or after the day's rush. Rain tapping the windows, the city lights glowing below. It felt almost cinematic. The top deck wasn't just part of the bus. It was a personal escape, a moving sanctuary that made every journey a memory. One of the subtler but brilliant aspects of the Routemaster's engineering was its quiet, rattle-free ride, especially noticeable in the side windows. At a time when most buses clattered and groaned with every bump, the Routemaster stood apart. Its windows were specially designed with tight rubber seals and secure fittings, preventing the constant vibration and noise that plagued older vehicles. This wasn't just about comfort. It reflected the Routemaster's commitment to precision and longevity. Engineers knew that a quieter cabin meant a better experience for passengers and less wear on the frame. Even after years of heavy service, many of these windows still held firm. It's a small detail, but to anyone who rode regularly, the absence of rattling and banging made a big difference. Even from the top deck, passengers could clearly hear the familiar voice of the conductor echoing up from below. Whether they were calling out stops, joking with passengers, or shouting, "Hold tight!" before the bus moved off, their voice gave the Routemaster a living, human presence. The design of the bus, open staircase, no internal doors, allowed sound to travel freely. This added a warm, communal feel to every journey. You always knew what was happening downstairs, and that sense of connection made the ride feel safe and social. It wasn't just transport, it was shared experience. Today's buses may be quieter and more automated, but they've lost something: the voices, the energy, and the character. Hearing the conductor from upstairs wasn't just about communication. It was part of what made the Routemaster feel alive. The AEC Routemaster was a masterpiece of post-war British engineering, decades ahead of its time in design, maintenance, and passenger experience. Unlike most buses of the 1950s, which were built on a traditional chassis, the Routemaster used a lightweight aluminium monocoque structure, inspired by aircraft technology developed during World War II. This made it not only lighter, nearly a ton less than competitors, but also more fuel-efficient and less prone to rust. It featured power steering, independent front suspension, a fully automatic gearbox, and hydraulic braking, all cutting-edge innovations for public transport at the time. But what really set it apart was its modular design. Mechanics could quickly replace major components like the engine or gearbox without taking the whole vehicle off the road. A dream for London Transport's busy depots. The Routemaster was built not just for today, but for the future. It's no surprise many of them remained in service for over 40 years, while their supposed replacements came and went. Behind its nostalgic red charm was a truly modern machine, designed with care, precision, and foresight.